Greetings, beloved. Hello, it is Dr. Amanda Noelle here today, and I am the Twin Flame Matchmaker here to share some juicy details about the aspects of the Divine Feminine. If you are a Twin Flame, if you have had an awakening, you have a deep calling to manifest your ultimate beloved, and your soul is woke and you're not going back, and you have some of the aspects of the Divine Feminine, maybe you want to understand more about these today. Maybe you don't really know where your feminine energy wants to go. You're like, is it safe to let it out? Or maybe you're all totally feminine and you want to learn more about what are the aspects of the healthy feminine. So I'll be sharing today the aspects of the Divine Feminine for Twin Flames, as well as the shadow aspects of the Divine Feminine. So I do have some notes here, and just wanted to thank you for being here. First of all, these aspects go back all over the world. I did not come up with these. I am just sharing what I've learned from my research, and this information goes back to, the Zohar, to temple teachings in India and Egypt and the Mayan civilizations. All over the world, there were different systems that has gone underground. It's been destroyed, hidden, and that's why it's now called occult knowledge. Occult means, like okio, ocular, eye. So a lot of the information that I'm sharing today has been hidden for thousands of years, and it is available now on the internet. It's always truly been available within ourselves. But I'm going to share this information with you so you can understand the healthy aspects, the shadow aspects of the Divine Feminine, and then you'll know how to bring this forward in your Twin Flame union. Because again, your Twin Flame, as I always say, if you haven't seen my videos, your Twin Flame is the ultimate mirror of your sacred feminine and your sacred masculine. And you may be more feminine or masculine. You might be the embodiment of the divine masculine in a female body. Most likely, if you are a woman, there's a much higher chance that you will be holding more space for the feminine, but it's not always that way. We know in Plato's myth, which was Plato's symposium, which is more of a metaphor, he said that original humans were twin flames that were actually joined, and they were joined in the back, and they had two heads, two sets of genitals, and 4 arms and 4 legs. And so this is actually a metaphor for we are meant to come back into our twin flame union here in the physical when we fully come home into our own feminine and masculine. So as I say this, ultimately, no one is just feminine or just masculine. This message is meant for women because my audience is primarily women, and my mission is to speak primarily to women. And I'm happy if you're a male. This is YouTube. I'm not shutting anybody out, but this is a message that is meant for women to understand themselves. Great if you're a man, you want to understand women, or you want to understand your feminine. And the majority of you are awakening your divine feminine energy. I'm also at the end of this, I can post a link to the 25 signs of the Divine Feminine awakening, because that video is a very, very helpful understanding to tell if you're going through a Divine Feminine awakening and what that actually means. So before we dive into the qualities, I just wanted to mention that again, this information has been fragmented, but you can also look into even something as tangible as Chinese medicine, traditional Chinese medicine, looking at yin and yang theory and kind of coming up with your own understanding of it. As somebody who's spent years kind of as a, I don't know how to say this, but I guess amateur traditional Chinese medicine student of the nutrition path. I've taken courses on it. I have learned a lot about food as medicine, and to understand food, relationships, anything, you do want to understand the fundamental principle of what is feminine, which is called yin in traditional Chinese philosophy, and what is yang. And that's the masculine. So we have yin and yang, and it's symbolized, as you know, by the yin yang symbol, as we call it in our butchered English. And this yin yang symbol actually is a symbol of everything. The cosmos, it's the relationship to earth and sun and moon, to the earth and the cosmos, Isis and Osiris, to Mary Magdalene and Yeshua, and so on and so forth. And ultimately in the Kabbalah and the Zohar, we talk about the material plane and the celestial plane coming together at that heart chakra energy. And we create our 3D reality here, which is a blend of heaven and earth. All right, we are here material, but we are also spiritual. So let's dive in with the qualities of the divine feminine. So if you are a twin flame who is holding the divine feminine, you may or may not have a pussy. I don't know, maybe you have both. But in general, if you are holding the qualities, the aspects of the divine feminine, you were born with a deep sense of love. And as you awaken onto your divine feminine journey, maybe you were shut down, but as you wake up, your love starts to open. So that's why women will meet someone, they think it's their twin flame. It is a twin flame awakening. This could also be their divine feminine awakening. And their heart really floods open. They have all these feelings. Doesn't matter if this is your actual twin flame or just someone to remind you of your own twin flame energy to get you into your feminine or masculine. This twin flame like encounter can really stimulate you to get into more of your essence, which is coming from the heart. So the heart opens, and that can really awaken a woman into her feminine. And I would say that the majority of my clients and students with whom I work, they will encounter a twin flame counterfeit, a false twin flame that really opens up their heart that's been shut down since childhood for many, many lifetimes, maybe even generations. So these different things, these sadistic practices that were practiced in different religions to shut humanity's hearts down, to crucify and to separate the twin flames, and we've been holding these matrices within our divine human blueprint. And the twin flames are just starting to come back together. And as we do this, the heart awakens. So more and more of us twin flames are coming together. You meet your twin flame or even your twin flame counterfeit, and the twin flame codes start to reverberate. This can require a lot of purging. So I wanted to go deeper into this concept of divine feminine. The aspect of the divine feminine itself is love. And you will notice that as the divine feminine rises, so does the love on earth. And with love rising, so does the clearing for fear. So does the clearing for hate. So as women are starting to love ourselves, we're starting to love ourselves sexually, we're starting to love all of our spaces, including our womb spaces. Things like Harvey Weinstein, the Me Too movement are starting to become purged out, because where love returns, the fear has to leave. It's like taking an anti-parasitic herb or medicine like turpentine. The parasites need a place to go. So you'll have this purging of parasites and candida come out of your body, even though you might not have known that you had those parasites. I'm doing a turpentine cleanse, so I thought to use that as a somewhat disgusting metaphor because I'm a little gross. And that's one of the aspects of the feminine, is you are cool with Gaia. You're comfortable, like you in your feminine, while you might like to celebrate beauty, you might like to put on a beautiful gown and be the flower of the goddess. There's also a part of you that remembers that that flower come from the mud and the muck, and that's okay too. So there's this beautiful balance between feminine earth energy and feminine lunar energy, the lesser refined energy that grows towards the sun, grows towards the light, and then that most powerful original source, the egg, or the feminine sun in a way, that is able to receive all of the light. So beauty, and also being okay with finding that beauty within and being more natural. Sometimes, I won't shave my legs, or I will just let things be kind of wild. I don't style my hair with anything but natural products. And from time to time, I'll do it, but on a very regular basis, as you will see in my videos, I let my mane grow wild as the lioness. So that might be a quality that you have as you step more into your feminine. The masculine control over the feminine will create a very precise form of beauty, the kind we see often in the media. It's very prescribed. It's very, you know what to predict from it. All right, so we have love. I've gone into that. We have beauty. We have letting the feminine run wild. That means if you are divine feminine, you might feel very deeply connected with the wild, with Mother Nature, going out into nature. Your spirit feels home, and we all, on some level, we're all wild spirits, but truly you might be that divine feminine when you wake up. You've been in the city your whole life and you just can't help but go to the edge of the city to a hiking trail and just be guided. I know when I went through my first phase of divine feminine awakening in my teen years, I would bike up to the Berkeley Hills and find myself out in nature, or go to botanical gardens and spend hours just crying and grieving and feeling, and then celebrating and eating strawberries out in nature, because it felt like the one place where I could really be all of myself as I was returning to the feminine. All right, so another piece of the divine feminine, another quality of the divine feminine, is you can't help but care. You care about the planet, the animals, you care about people, you just can't help but care. You care about children. And this could mean that you're very naturally empathic. Another one is a deep feeling. You're very emotional. You, might not just feel emotional during certain times of the month. Certainly, we have more feminine times of the month versus others, but you might feel emotions more than others may feel, or when you are open and raw, it comes like a tsunami. With that emotion, you might also, you might have, and some of you aren't going to be aware of this, it took me a while to be aware of it, that you might actually feel the cosmic events happening. The astrology will impact you more than it might impact other people. So this is one of the signs of the divine feminine. You're very in tune with the magnetism, especially of the moon, the astrology of the moon. A lot of us have been going through eclipses, and I know a lot of you women have been sharing, wow, it was really intense. Everything in your new moon and full moon and eclipse videos was like spot on. So I know that many of you women are feeling this in your emotional field, in your body, in your aura. And another divine feminine quality is being passionate, especially with creativity, the arts, color. That's a sign that you are a divine feminine. Is, I think of, the feminine is dark and light. And when I was little, I found out that black is the color of all the colors mixed together. Well, again, actually learned that white is the spectrum, all the colors mixed together. But when I think of putting all the colors together, I'm like, okay, that would be like really dark brown or black or something like that. So anyways, I think of the feminine as like, even though she's got the reputation for being the shadow or the blackness, because that is the yin quality, she's the void. I think of, she's just gone all the way to the end of the rainbow until she's exploded into her, her pot of gold. And then that goes back into the blackness and gets reborn again. So anyways, I went on a little tangent, but you are a deep feeler. You are passionate. You love to create. You love to do things your own way. So a woman who has not deconstructed her conditioning from the matrix, from what you call society, social patterning, Illuminati, religious systems, schooling systems, political systems, all of the different systems in ultimately our minds. A woman who is mind controlled will be very self-critical, and I'll go more into the shadows, and afraid of her passions and afraid of her creativity. So if you're like, well, I'm divine feminine, but I don't really know my passions yet, you will discover them as you release the conditioning and the mind control. And so that's why it's important to have a support, a community, and to spend time with women on conditioning yourself and rebirthing and remembering who you truly are as a spirit in a female form. So that's why we have a whole year cycle going through all the moons and all the solar cycle in the zodiac in my BA program, the bachelorette's degree, which helps single spiritual women rise as their own twin flame and call in, manifest their man. Let's see, I'm getting a text from my man. Please turn off my, okay, I have to run, ladies. I'm going to continue this soon. My husband is on a very important interview with Elliot Hulse. So I'm going to cap this up and we'll restart it soon. Part 2.